Here's your wrestling news for October 13th, 2025. Your headlines for today include: new evidence reveals why Stephanie Vaquer's crown jewel match ended abruptly, backstage reaction to John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel, what WWE stars really said. What happened after Crown Jewel, Seth Rollins reportedly snaps backstage. Fans hijack Triple H's Crown Jewel speech with Edge and MJF chants. End of an era, Team 3D close out legendary career at TNA Bound For Glory 2025. X Division title match ruined by WWE Stable, fans outraged at Bound For Glory. Controversial ending sparks fan backlash at Bound For Glory 2025. Former WWE stars make shocking returns at TNA Bound For Glory. More WWE releases looming, company faces backlash over one major departure, and more. Toward the end of the WWE Crown Jewel 2025 match between Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vaquer, a scary moment unfolded that changed the entire course of the bout. Tiffany went for a swanton bomb, but the move didn't land as planned. She came down headfirst onto Vaquer's knees. The referee immediately stepped in to check on Stratton's condition. As reported yesterday, the match was cut short due to the impact, and new details have now confirmed exactly why. According to PW Insider, WWE made the call to end the match early as a precautionary measure after seeing Stratton's condition following the botched landing. If you look closely at the footage, the referee can be seen communicating through his earpiece shortly after the incident, clearly relaying updates about Tiffany's status. Less than a minute later, the match came to an abrupt end, with Stephanie Vaquer declared the winner. While sources indicate that Vaquer was likely always booked to win, the sudden finish suggests that the match would have continued for several more minutes had the accident not occurred. Thankfully, Stratton was able to walk out on her own after the match, but the decision to stop the action early was made purely out of caution. It was a brief but unsettling moment, and a reminder of how quickly things can change inside the ring, even during a scripted bout. John Cena and AJ Styles delivered an instant classic at WWE Crown Jewel 2025, a match filled with emotion, callbacks, and subtle tributes that fans didn't see coming. The contest was widely praised by both viewers and those behind the curtain, and new backstage details have now surfaced about just how special the moment truly was. According to Fightful Select, Cena and Styles received a standing ovation from everyone backstage immediately after the match, a rare sign of respect reserved for truly exceptional performances. One key revelation is that AJ Styles himself had no prior knowledge of the surprise introduction before the match began, which added to the raw emotion of the moment. Additionally, Cena had already secured approval from Triple H to use phrases like total non-stop action and Bullet Club during the bout, subtle nods that tied together their shared history across rival promotions. While the wrestling world was busy celebrating the match, Cena also found himself trending online for an entirely different reason. A viral photo began circulating that appeared to show him standing beside his lookalike. After the event, fans dug up a photo of Cena standing beside Australian UFC fighter Jake Della Maddalena, and that image was used as the base to create an AI-generated picture showing Cena standing next to his supposed lookalike. The fake photo fooled many at first, and the lookalike's attire perfectly mirrored Cena's classic ring gear, right down to the wristbands and color scheme. Despite the social media confusion, the focus remains firmly on Cena and Styles' unforgettable showdown, a match that reminded fans why both men are regarded as all-time greats. How would you rate Cena vs. Styles at Crown Jewel? Was it one of their best matches yet, or would you still prefer their bouts from 2016 to 17 to be the best? Sound off in the comments below. Seth Rollins may have left WWE Crown Jewel 2025 with the championship in hand, but the atmosphere inside the Perth arena was anything but celebratory. After defeating Cody Rhodes to capture the Crown Jewel Championship, Rollins sat down with the post-show panel, only for the crowd behind him to erupt in a chorus of boos and hostile chants that quickly turned the moment tense. At first, Rollins tried to keep his composure, attempting to lighten the mood and calm the audience. He reminded them that the event wasn't just for adults, but for families and young fans watching in the stands. "There are children here. Relax. What's wrong with you?" But as the chants grew louder and more vulgar, Rollins' patience ran out. The crowd began shouting "shut the f*** up" in unison, drowning out his words and pushing him past his limit. That's when Rollins suddenly stood up from his seat, turned to face the hecklers, and unleashed a fiery response that stunned everyone watching. "It's not about you. You want to come up here? You want to come up here and do what I do? There's a reason you're all out there and I'm right here. It's because it's not about you. And the sooner you figure that out, the better off you're all gonna be." The outburst instantly divided fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Some applauded Rollins for standing his ground and refusing to tolerate disrespect, while others felt he let his emotions get the better of him in front of a global audience. Still, one thing is certain, that moment in Perth reminded everyone that wrestlers aren't just characters in the ring, they're human beings who live and breathe the reactions they receive, and sometimes even the most composed performers have a breaking point. Do you think Seth Rollins was right to confront the crowd the way he did, or should he have ignored the chants and kept his cool? WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque didn't get the smooth reception he might have expected during his post-show address at WWE Crown Jewel 2025. As he spoke live to the audience, the crowd in Perth made their voices heard, and they weren't shy about hijacking the moment with chants that quickly stole the spotlight. While Triple H carried on with his remarks, fans inside the arena began chanting for Edge and even broke into singing his iconic theme song, Metalingus. Despite the volume and persistence of the crowd, Triple H remained composed, choosing not to acknowledge the chants or show any visible reaction. But that was only the beginning. As the segment went on, the chants escalated, including "We Want Edge," "MJF," "Fuck Off Saudi," and "We Want Mania." The timing of these chants couldn't have been more awkward for WWE. Adam Copeland, better known as Edge, is still under contract with AEW and has openly stated in previous interviews that he doesn't expect to become a free agent anytime soon. Yet the reaction from the Perth crowd made one thing clear: fans still associate the rated R superstar with WWE and haven't given up hope of seeing him back under the company's umbrella. Whether the chants were a harmless show of nostalgia or a message of discontent, they undeniably created one of the most talked about post-show moments of the night. Do you think Edge could realistically make a WWE return before his AEW deal runs out, or are fans just holding on to false hope? Spoiler alert, the following contains news concerning TNA's Bound for Glory, which concluded yesterday. This segment contains major spoilers from the pay-per-view, so if you plan to watch the entire event later, you may want to skip ahead to avoid any spoilers. TNA Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2025 turned into a night fans will never forget when the Hardys and Team 3D clashed one last time. Brother Runt, known to WWE fans as Spike Dudley, accompanied his brothers to the ring, adding even more nostalgia to the historic showdown. Fans were already on their feet from the opening introductions, but the match itself lived up to its billing with all the chaos you'd expect when these two legendary teams collide. Team 3D pulled out their signature moments as Bubba Ray screamed, "Devon, get the tables!" and the arena erupted in chants. Matt Hardy nailed a twist of fate on the outside, followed by Jeff Hardy climbing to the top of a ladder to hit a swanton bomb on Devon through two tables in a jaw-dropping spot. The Hardys finished the match by sending Bubba through a table, securing the victory, and walking away as both TNA and NXT Tag Team Champions. What happened after the bell is what truly made the night unforgettable. With broken tables littering the ring, the two teams embraced in a show of respect. Then, in a symbolic moment, Bully Ray and Devon removed their boots and left them in the ring, handing them to the Hardys. The gesture signified the official retirement of Team 3D after decades of defining tag team wrestling across ECW, WWE, and TNA. For longtime fans, it was the end of one of wrestling's most storied rivalries and the final farewell to the Dudleys' legacy inside the ring. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Next up, Leon Slater put his TNA X Division Championship on the line against WWE NXT's Javon Evans in a highly anticipated crossover clash that had fans buzzing long before the bell rang. From the opening moments, the energy inside the arena was electric. Before either competitor even locked up, fans were already chanting, "This is awesome," a sign of how hyped the crowd was for the showdown. Once the action began, both Slater and Evans lived up to that reaction, matching each other move for move in a lightning-fast display of athleticism. High-flying counters, explosive dives, and crisp sequences kept the audience on their feet as the pace never let up. As the intensity escalated, the fight spilled out into the crowd with both men trading shots amid the fans. Despite the chaos and non-stop action, time became the enemy. The 20-minute time limit expired while Slater and Evans were still battling at ringside, leaving the match without a clear winner. The reaction from the crowd was instant and furious. Loud boos filled the arena, followed by chants of bullshit as fans expressed their frustration at the inconclusive finish. That's when TNA's Director of Authority, Santino Marella, made his way out to a huge ovation and announced the match would be restarted with 5 more minutes added to the clock. The crowd roared as the bell rang, however, suddenly the arena lights went out. Moments later, Darkstate emerged from the shadows and stormed the ring, attacking both competitors in a brutal ambush that brought the match to a screeching halt. Fans erupted in anger, chanting "F these guys" as Dark State stood tall over the fallen champion and challenger. What had begun as a thrilling, high-stakes title match ended in total chaos and, for many fans, disappointment. TNA's annual spectacle went down with the intergender Call Your Shot Gauntlet match once again offering the winner a future title shot of their choosing. The rules were clear: survive the Battle Royal, make it to the final two, and win by pinfall. But this year's match took a left turn nobody saw coming. Lei Ying Lee entered the match at number 1, followed by Mara Sade. The early minutes were full of surprises. Ryan Nemeth entered third, but quickly got jumped by both women. Nick Nemeth entered fourth to back up his brother, and Cedric Alexander hit the ring next in his Bound for Glory debut. As more names entered, including Rich Swann, AJ Francis, Eric Young, and Jake Something, and even YouTuber BDE, the eliminations piled up. The Rascals stormed in as a unit, while Danny Luna, Rosemary, and hometown surprise entrants added even more chaos. One moment drew major heat. Jody Threat was scheduled to enter at number 17 but never made it to the ring. Frankie Kazarian ambushed her and stole her spot. Santino Marella came out next, Cobra in hand, and dropped Kazarian before being swiftly tossed out by Nick Nemeth. Then Matt Cardona entered at number 13 to a thunderous ovation and quickly cleared house, only to be double-teamed by the Nemeth brothers. Mance Warner was the final entrant, taking the match down to the final stretch. It all came down to Kazarian, who was never officially eliminated, and Nick Nemeth. After both men appeared to score a pin at the same time, the referees couldn't come to an agreement. In the end, TNA declared them both winners. That announcement set the crowd off. Fans erupted in boos, calling bullshit as both Kazarian and Nemeth celebrated their dual victory. Social media lit up with fans calling the decision a joke and demanding TNA make it right. What do you think of the double win at TNA Bound for Glory? Should there have been a clear winner? Drop your comments below and let us know how you'd fix this finish. TNA Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2025 ended with a twist nobody saw coming. The October 12th pay-per-view closed with Mike Santana defeating Trick Williams to capture the TNA World Championship. But the real shock came moments later when Elijah made his surprise return. Nick Nemeth hit the ring after the main event, trophy in hand, ready to cash in his Call Your Shot Gauntlet win. Just as it looked like the former Dolph Ziggler was about to strike, the lights went out. When they came back on, Elijah was standing there. The former Elias didn't hesitate. He smashed a guitar over Nemeth's head, taking him completely out of the picture. Frankie Kazarian quickly tried to take advantage of the chaos by cashing in his own trophy since he and Nemeth shared the win earlier in the night, but before he could do any damage, Santana drilled him with a spin the block, keeping the championship around his waist to officially close the show. Elijah's return came after months away due to a torn triceps injury he suffered on the June 18th episode of NXT. At the time, the injury required surgery and pulled him off TNA's scheduled summer tapings. Seeing Elijah back on such a big stage instantly raises questions about his role in TNA moving forward. The crowd erupted at Bound for Glory, and with Santana standing tall as champion, the former Elias might be entering the company's top storyline in a major way. Do you think Elijah is about to become one of the top stars in TNA after this return? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. WWE's recent wave of developmental releases may only be the beginning, as new reports suggest that more roster cuts could be coming soon. According to Brian Alvarez, additional talent within the NXT system may be on the chopping block as WWE continues to evaluate its developmental program and long-term roster strategy. The company recently parted ways with several names from the Performance Center, but what really set off outrage among fans was the reported release of Kylie Ray, who is said to be pregnant. The move has drawn widespread criticism online, with many questioning WWE's decision and timing. While details surrounding her situation remain limited, fans have expressed strong reactions across social media, calling for more transparency from the company. Alvarez also reported that WWE is currently reviewing performance metrics, character progression, and overall potential, a process that ultimately determines who remains within the company's developmental pipeline and who is released. While no specific names have been confirmed yet, those within the Performance Center are said to be feeling the pressure as decisions loom in the coming weeks. If these reports prove accurate, WWE's ongoing roster adjustments could signal a broader shift in how the company plans to shape the next generation of superstars heading into 2026.